Good evening, everybody. Let me get Billy in here. He should have been in already. Here he is. He made it. Hard to
Yep,
believe. You feeling okay, Billy?
I am a trooper.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
I've been alive
Um,
earlier too, man. It's not going to keep me away from what I love.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So tonight, everybody, thanks for joining us. If anybody's here yet, if not, you're watching this later. Drop any comments down below if you have any questions. Also, maybe join our Facebook group. Lots of people in there helping each other out if you have any questions and things like that. So our episode is going to be about the e-commerce setup, basically setting up your market store, some of the features that we've got there currently, maybe a little tidbit about where we're going, and get it all set up. Any questions you have, ask away, and we'll see if we can get to them. But this is going to probably be a short one tonight. We'll get in and get out, get Billy back to resting a little bit and enjoying an evening. Okay, so I think what I'll do first is let me. I'm gonna just show first what the store is. If you don't have the store module yet, this is for the breeder level and above. If you're not using the store to list your animals, the breeder level and above has the store available to you. So any animal that you would put for sale can be displayed on your public store with a public or URL that is yours. It'd be Husbandry.Pro/market stores, and then whatever you call your store. We're going to be changing this a little bit in the future as we roll out a couple updates later on. So your store will be Husbandry.Pro/market/your name. So that will change shortly. But basically, this allows you to have a location where any animal that you currently have for sale within your Husbandry Pro can be displayed in one place without, everybody else's animals and everything else going on, which is kind of nice because, if you've worked to send people directly to, your store, you don't necessarily want them looking at a bunch of other things and getting off track and going down some other rabbit hole into somebody else's store. So what we've done is we made it so you're kind of jailed into the store. So if you send people here, they're on your store. They don't go back to, somebody else's store or list or anything else unless they go hunting. But that's something completely different. We don't allow links to go back there currently. But the store will allow you to show your animals, show whatever data that you want on those animals. And it's pretty much like every other store. For demo purposes tonight, I haven't set up the purchasing or anything yet because that's what we're going to do. But this is basically out of the box how it would look. And then, you select the different things that you want displayed for this animal. And then we can take it a step further with adding payments and everything else. So we're going to go ahead and do that tonight. So let me go back and start by, the first basic thing that you would do is you would price your animal, or you would set your animal up for sale. So we'll go ahead and just take any animal here. So I'm going to take this one in our demo account. I have no idea what it's set to or anything else yet, but you can hit the edit button here, and we'll go down and we will take a look in this area right here, which is the animal for sale. Now this gives you a few options when you're putting your animal for sale that you're going to want to set up each time. Now we're going to say, yes, this animal's for sale, and we're going to click manage. And what this does, it allows you to create, or it allows you to pick what information is public, right? What information you want to share. So for us, we're going to go ahead and first you create a slug, which is basically the URL of the animal. So you're going to want to, sometimes be creative with your words in there because it's good for SEO and getting people to come to your store, because this will be on Google. It will be indexed by Google. We've done a lot of work on SEO, so it just, again, puts your animals out there more and more and more when people start searching on Google. So you go ahead and set your slug. You go ahead and set a sale price, which is your base price. Now, later on, we're going to take a look at how you can do different levels of pricing. But the sale price is your regular price. Any buyer notes that you want for that animal will be displayed. And then whether you want to show a photo or not, and you would go ahead and select which primary photo you want. And if you want a secondary photo, you'd go ahead and throw that on there also. Here, you put in, or you would turn on or off anything that you would want to display on that public page. So anything that you want displayed down below here, you would go ahead and turn these items on or off. So ID, price, descriptor, sire and dam info, show animal name, genetics, gender, and weight. You can also select to show activities that you've done on that animal. So a lot of people do the feedings and the weight. If you want to, show copulations, reproductions, things like that, you can do that also. And it might be a good idea for proven breeders just to kind of show their history, right, when somebody's shopping. And then you can select how many of these you want to show, if there's the last 5 or the last 10 or whatever you want to show publicly. But you would do that every time you set up an animal. Once you set that up, that'll be, and you can change that for each animal. So some animals you may not want to show feeding records or whatever. You don't have to turn it on for that animal. And then when you click this animal for sale, we also automatically say show in store. So any of your animals that you do mark for sale will automatically be shown in your store. You can turn it off. So don't show this particular animal in your store. You can just select that off and then it won't show. But for these purposes, I'm going to go ahead and click it on. And then the other thing you can do is select a category. We match the market category for any animal that is a known species. But because you can make all your own, this is handy for exports and things like that. If you're doing a morph market export, you can select what category it would go into at a marketplace of some sort, or what you want it to be listed as in your Excel spreadsheet when you get the export from it. So what we would do, because this is ball python, I don't need to set the market category. It's automatic. I just noticed that it's not showing that. So we'll go ahead and make sure it shows that in the future. But if it was another species and it was, some type of gecko, you could put it into the other lizards, and then it would go into another lizards category at, wherever you want to send that animal. Once you're done all that, you can add pricing notes, and that would be buyer notes after the sale. But we'll go ahead and save those changes, and then the animal is in there. So we like to do that when you set up your animal. If you go through all of that, you will then have, I think the more information you provide, and for me, I think it's a little bit not just about informing the customers all the time, but if you have information in that animal that would be beneficial or somebody would maybe search for on the internet, right? It's always good to put that in there, right? If you can put in, any extra thing that when somebody searches for, proven breeder ball python, if those type of words can be incorporated in other ways, it's always a good idea. So in notes and things like that, to hit those SEO, because it's all about getting eyes on that animal. So you can use those kind of things in creative ways. So now that we have added that animal, we would then see it on the store. So we'll go back here. Do you remember what kind of animal that was, Billy, that I just did? Oh, it was this. Yeah, it was the OD freeway right there.
Yes.
Right. So there we go. So we've got the OD freeway there. And with this one, I've selected to show, this information. Here's the sire and dam information also. Okay. Pricing, things like that. So we'll go ahead. Oh, you can also share these things, which is,
cool.
which is a good idea, because really after you post your animal, why not share it? Just make sure the price isn't there. Right. And when somebody clicks on it from Facebook, they're coming right to this page.
So
right?
when you hit share,
yep.
Is there an option to take the price away from the next, when you hit share?
It doesn't post the price. Okay. When we share it, right? Because we're conscious of that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because it'd be pain to go and then have to go re-edit, take the price out to hit share. Exactly. And then, once you share it, go back and then put the price on. Yep. So
yeah, the only place the price is going to show is on this page. So it's not going to show on your share. So go ahead and, do your animal, mark it for sale, come to this page and share it up. And, you're putting it on Facebook for sale. People are going to the page and getting all the information here. So right now from this, you can go ahead and inquire. You can also create your own store policy for your store. Make sure you've got that so that will pop up whenever somebody clicks that button. Inquire about this animal. Will send a notice to the store owner with all this information for you to get back to them. And that'll show up in your messages. And it should actually send you a notification also via email or something when somebody's making an inquiry. I know you use this a lot. It notifies you via email. I don't remember how we got that set up, Billy, or is it
I have it as my email?
Your email? Yeah. I think you can set it as SMS and push notifications also, so that you get notifications that way when somebody sends an inquiry. So there we go. We've got that animal all set up in the system. And there we go. Okay, so we'll go back here. And now that I've priced that animal, we'll go ahead and set the store up, because that would really be the next step. So we'll go over to commerce and we'll go ahead and go to stores. And this is creating the information on the page that I just showed publicly there. And we'll go back to setup. There we go. So what you do is you go ahead and create your store's name. And then this would be, again, the store slug, which is my-store. You can call it anything you want. It can't have spaces or special characters. And then you can copy this, or you can create a QR code that allows people to scan the QR code and it will go there, or copy that. And if you just paste that or send that via email, they'll go ahead and have the link that way. Go ahead and add your logo here, owner name, store email to receive inquiries to if you wanted it somewhere else, address, store policy would be here, and delivery information up there. Theme, you can go default or modern. I believe we have, let's take a look. Actually, I won't reset it right now. There's two different themes. We're not going to add any more really to this, because we're trying to keep the form and function the same way. We did have a designer earlier, but I think that we're probably not going to go further in that direction on working on the designer anymore, just because it was a little clunky and things like that. So for now, we're going to stick with the modern and the default themes. And you can set your store to active or inactive, turn it on or turn it off. You don't need to have a store if you don't want to use it. Display sort field would be, do you want to sort by animal ID, animal name, or price as somebody goes to the store? There's other sorting there after they're there and searching and things like that, but your default sort, how do you want it shown, would be there. And then you can go ahead and this would be the list here of all the animals that you've added to the store or turned on. So you can modify their prices fairly quickly down this list here, change their photos quickly. You can also, and I'll show this part later, you can create multiple pricing levels, and then you can turn on special pricing for a period of time. So your store would then show the regular price and then the sale price, depending on which pricing level you've selected for this. You can, for people like Billy who have thousands of animals, filters come into play too, to knock this list down a little bit if you're doing some, micromanaging of this kind of stuff as far as the price is concerned. But once you've gone and set up your store, then the store is live with these animals that I've got listed here. And this animal doesn't have a price, so I can easily put in a quick price here instead of going back to the animal to do that price if you wanted to make quick adjustments to any of the animals that are currently listed in your store. And right there it is. Okay, so we'll go back here. And now that the store is set up, oh, one other thing, you can turn on your vacation mode also. So if you're going on vacation, if you turn the store off temporarily, you're not going to receive requests or payments or anything like that. Just so people don't think, you're ignoring them, that kind of thing. Store checkout, I'm going to go over that in a second too, because actually I'll do it now. What we want to do is when you look at the animal, you can do, right now it's just displaying the animals, and we didn't have the actual e-commerce connection before, but now that we've added the ability to actually receive payments, you can turn this on or off now. And there's also shipping options and things like that you can do also. So I'll go back to
Quick question.
Yeah, Bill.
The on vacation mode.
Yep.
When you turn that on and someone inquires, does it send them a general email saying, "Hi, I'm on vacation," or?
No, there's no longer.
So what happens in that case? Because if you turn it on, say for a weekend because you're busy at a show or an expo, or you do plan on going away,
right?
What happens on the user end? The
email is going to go in, but I just realized the email will go in. and the inquiry will come to you, but they won't be able to purchase or anything like that. Okay, if they're on vacation, so they just won't be able to buy.
Is there a way, just because, like you said, if somebody sends, and I'm bad for that, somebody sends something in, especially like a late Friday night, and I don't get to them till Monday or Tuesday, and by the time I do, they're like, hey man, I'm really interested. Please get back to me on Saturday and then Sunday, and then if you do turn it on vacation mode or away mode, hi, we are away from, or we will get back to you, or something like that. Please respond back, and or something like that, instead of you not getting anything, someone sending messages. It's even worse because you don't know, and they're inquiring.
Yeah. So what I did was I just wrote a note down, basically custom thank you and a custom pop-up once you come to the page. So we'll have those added in the next few days. Let me just add that pop up. So when you go to the page, it'll show we're on vacation. You may be delayed. You'll be able to put a custom message in there, and it'll pop up. And when you send a message, the thank you, we'll make it a custom thank you page, so you can say, yes, we are on vacation. So you can do it in 2 different places. So we'll get that put into place. So let me go back here. So on vacation, so we're going to turn that off. There we go. Oh, and one other thing that Billy loves is once you've got your store up and running and there's traffic and things like that, when you click that button there, it will show you how many people have come to the page. I know Billy's got some good numbers in there. This is just a test account that nobody visits. But yeah, it shows the number of visitors that you have per day, small amount of analytics. If somebody wants, I'm sure we can add some Google Analytics to there too. If somebody starts using that a little bit more, just request it and we'll go ahead and
here's mine. I'll pop mine up quick. So it's very amazing. 149 today, 7 days, the last month, and in total. It's amazing. It definitely works. And all you really need is to have somebody basically use that link. And I have that on my website. Click here. I have my website. And I also have on my website, I have click here for the Husbandry.Pro, and then click here for my Morph Market. If you're doing anything like, say, hey, I've just added new stuff to my store, check it out. You use that link on a link from your Instagram, and then they click on it. And like Robert said, goes right to there, and it gets in your store, and then they can search around with what you have. And it's very easy, and people are using it because I get a lot of inquiries and a lot of sales with it.
Yeah, and I think now that I said that, is I think, if we could hook up Google Analytics to yours, it'd be perfect for us to see where that traffic's coming
from. Yeah, 100%.
Right. Like if it's, because not only I preach it all the time, because I've been in the internet industry for 25, 30 years, and it's getting your links onto the internet as many different ways as possible. Is the key, right, to get the traffic. And the more eyes that get on your animals, the better, right? So
and it might come from the weirdest space. I mean, like you don't know. You're like, oh, I'm just going to invest all my time and put it here, and you don't get the numbers you think. And meanwhile, the numbers are coming from some place you would never even thought of, or, oh wow, that's great. Like, so it is key to find out where your numbers are coming from, and then that way you can put some more time and effort into those where the numbers are coming from, and then try other things as well.
And some of the things too, Billy, that we're really concentrating on is we're trying to make it so these tools are available without any extra work, right? Once you set it up one time, it's going to take you 15, 20 minutes to set it up. But when you put an animal for sale,
it's done.
It's there, right? And it's the same thing we're doing. We're starting to go down the path of creating some custom, applications like the WordPress plugin that we're going to be displaying your site soon. Proper Royal site is coming along, and Zach's site, exactly. So we've got the 3 test sites, is what we like to call them, all WordPress sites getting ready to launch that have the e-commerce plugin. That again, you're setting your animals for sale one time, and they're being pulled to another place. So if you have a WordPress site on the internet that is getting traffic or can be indexed again by Google, without any extra effort, we're posting all your animals automatically to another source, right? Which is a win.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. If you want to conquer the internet, that's the way to do it, right? As many places as possible. So now that we've set that store up, There's no purchasing right now on the store. So let me get this back up on here. There we go. There's no actual purchasing on the store yet. So we need to set that up. And we're considering moving these settings into this page. But for now, they're under the invoices page because it's part of setting up a payment for an invoice where you set up your gateways. So currently you can create an invoice and send them a link and somebody can pay. But those same credentials are used on your store. So what we would do is we would then go to, if you want to set up live payments, you would go to your invoice settings. And this is where you would set up your gateway. So if you haven't set up your invoice settings yet, you would just fill in this basic information up at the top here. And then here is where you would go and you would turn on your gateways. So there's 3 different gateways. We have 3 different ways you can get payment. Would be Stripe, Square, and PayPal. In our old version of these connectors, you would have to jump through hoops to get Square connected or Stripe connect. Oh, Stripe was always pretty easy, but Square connected. Now it's if this is off and you haven't connected yet, you would turn it on and it would say connect here. You would click that button. And I just did it the other day again, and it would go to Square. You log in at Square with your normal credentials, and it says, do you want to give Husbandry.Pro this access, this access, this access? You say yes, and it comes back to us, and then you're connected, and that's all there is to it. So it's just a quick over and come back. With PayPal, if you want to accept PayPal, simply put in your PayPal email address. Once you've done that, you are now set up to accept the payments, but you're actually you're not able to receive payments on the e-commerce site yet until such time as you turn those features on too. So now we need to go back to the store and turn it on to accept payments online. And let's pop back there. I'm using a development version too, so sometimes I've got a little glitch here or there. So if we go up here to store checkout, if you don't have your gateways connected yet or turned on, you would need to have those on first. It'll warn you here to go turn on your gateways. So once you have your gateways on and connected, you would go here and click on offer online purchase of animals, and you would set some shipping options if you so wish. So free shipping, if you turn that on, you would click this and you can name it whatever you want. So whatever you want it to look like on your store, what order you want that in, and whether that's default or not, and whether you need a shipping address for this type of shipping. So you can kind of make your own. The free one, you can turn this off. You can turn any of them off. Here's a flat rate shipping, which is probably going to be the most popular. You can call it flat rate or FedEx or whatever you want to call it. Put in the value, what order it would show up for the customer, whether it's default, and if you have to ask for the shipping address or not. And then if you want an additional shipping type, you can actually even put a third in there and just call it whatever. So in this one, I put air cargo, and it's the third, and it's $125. It's not default. I, again, need the shipping address from the customer when he's checking out, not just the billing information. The other option we have too is allow a buyer to put a deposit. So you can set your own deposit amounts, whether it's a percentage or a flat fee, how much that flat fee is, and the terms of that deposit. So if they agree to the terms and they pay the deposit, everybody's happy. You've made a sale, and then follow up with them after.
Is flat fee highlighted, or is percentage highlighted?
Percentage was highlighted.
Okay. There you go.
Right. It's got a little bit bigger border there. I think it was highlighted.
Okay, yeah. So percentage. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh, and it actually, this word changes here too. So
yeah, that's what I was wondering, because it looked like percentage was highlighted, but then it said flat fee, and I'm like, oh, okay, no, okay, so that's working perfect.
Okay, sounds good. So there we go. So now when we go back to the store, this animal before didn't allow purchasing of the animal, but now we can go ahead and hit refresh. And now we've got two more options here, right? So now we can buy the animal right away, or we can place a deposit on the animal. And it tells you how much of a deposit that they want, or that the seller wants. So once you hit buy now, again, you put in your information, what type of shipping will be here, right? Free, flat, or air cargo, whichever we requested. any notes that, so if they, again, if it was free shipping, we don't need their address, right? We don't need a shipping address for free shipping, which was pickup, I think is kind of what I was.
So you
what
shouldn't
my
call
mind
it
said.
free shipping. You should call it, like, the nickname should, because that's what I was going to say. You had free pickup, and then as a nickname, you had free shipping.
Free shipping. It should
Everyone's going to select
pickup.
free shipping.
Right.
Everyone,
right.
because it's free shipping. If it says free pickup, it's a different story. That definitely needs to be changed.
So we go back. Okay, so this is what. So we'll just go here, pickup, and in Toronto, and we're gonna go hit the save changes.
That's better.
Yes, there we go. Back to the store. We'll hit refresh on the store, and there we go. Now it's pickup Toronto.
Much better. Less confusing.
Makes more sense. Okay, so and then we got the flat rate or air cargo. Now again, pickup doesn't need a shipping address unless you want it. You could say require shipping address on pickup too, but you have to, if you have the billing address. I don't know why you'd need the shipping address for that. Flat rate shipping would be that information there. You can just click the user can click. It's the same. And again, with air cargo, same thing. So we'll go ahead and just do pickup on here. I've accepted the terms, and that will pop up the term question. And there is a place for you to set all of these items. Okay. Except for 1, 2, 3, 4, except for the top 4. That's kind of to cover our butts, as the buyer agrees that transactions between them and the store, not Husbandry.Pro. So those are kind of the only things there.
So you have to select every single one?
Yeah. So in order to open up, they need to select, I agree with that one, I agree with that, I agree with that, I agree with that, and I agree with that. And then you can close it, and that will stay checked.
Shouldn't there be like a select all, or?
No. Well, there could be, but people don't generally read them. And I think from the feedback we've had is people really want to put in specific things in there. So people are really clear.
So this is what you put in yourself. You select this because you agree not to complain is really amazing.
Well, I put in the last 2 here, right? Okay. The top 3 are default. They're created by the system, right? To protect Husbandry.Pro.
Correct.
Right? It's just kind of one of those. It's between you guys. If you have any problem, contact the vendor. Don't contact, because I'm sure when sales start to happen and something goes awry, somebody's going to be calling on Husbandry.Pro to do something about it, right?
So now when it says, please accept all terms. So when you select, so if you take one of those off, you can still close it.
Right, but you can't check out now.
Oh, so if you check that again.
Right, you have to select them all. Once you do that, then it will stay checked. Yeah, it'll stay checked, and then they can go ahead and check out. So then what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and proceed to payment. Now, once that happens,
amazing.
It creates an invoice, or it creates the sale in the system. And a lot of people, we feel may get to this point and then go, okay, let me think about it or whatever. And what we want to do is this will now remind them if they leave. If they leave, they're going to get a message tomorrow. Hey, click this link and finish your purchase, because it's still not a completed purchase. So we will continue, and it emails them twice after that. So it's kind of a, forgot the cart.
So it's like the cart. Yeah, I get it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
The cart.
How many times do you leave stuff in the cart?
Yeah.
Exactly. So we do the exact same thing. You can then buy using PayPal or pay using credit card. Okay, and away we go. And then the sale will complete. And then you'll get a notification on your phone. You'll get a notification within the platform too. You'll get an email notification. The customer will get an email notification, and then it's done. And you need to arrange what goes on from that point on. Okay, so now that we've got this, so that's basically how to set up the e-commerce. And now we'll go back, and I just want to touch on. So let me go back to the store here. Whoops, not that one. So we'll just go to. I'm going way back now. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go back to here. And currently, all the pricing is the regular full price. If we go to your store setup, and what we want to do, they're discounted levels. There we go. So right here, we can actually, let me go back to how you set up the pricing. Okay. In pricing, in this pricing tab, you have the ability to, it's a fairly fast way to adjust prices, turn animals for sale or not, and things like that, and whether to show them in the store. So if you want to do a fair amount of animals, you can go here and do it fairly quickly. In this one, you can also create additional pricing levels. So you would click this button up here on pricing tiers, and then you can go ahead and so I'm going to delete. So let me remove the wholesale and remove the super discount. Did I get them both? Yeah, I got them both. No, I didn't get them both. I'll get this one. Okay, so I've taken this platform down to having no additional discounts or pricing levels or anything else. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly populate the discount price, because currently there isn't one, by creating a new price list. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply do a sale, and I'm going to do a discount of a percentage, and I'm going to minus 25%, and I'm going to hit save changes, and it is active. So that means it is available for me to use. It doesn't mean it's out in the open, or it's not, doesn't mean it's out being shown. It just means that it's available to be used. And then in this column, we would change that to the sale, just so we show what was in that column. There we go. So all the pricing has now been adjusted for every animal to have a secondary price. So now they've got, the regular price and the sale price. So what I would do now that I've priced all these animals at a sale price is I can go back to the store, and what you can do with this, and where it is kind of beneficial, is if you're doing a show at the same time with a discount, you can run your store at the same time with the same discount. So that if somebody's at the store, you can tell them buy it at the store. You'll get a notification. They come back. If they're out somewhere, they can buy it real quick at an event and then walk back to your table, and they'll get that sale price. So let me just refresh on here. Okay, there we go. So now we've set up the discount price. So we want to come back now and make it active in the store. So we're going to say discount price is enabled. We're going to do that. And we're going to go ahead and select the discount price of sale, because you could have multiple. And we've done that. So now when we go back to the store, we should now have discount pricing across all the animals.
Oh, I like how it had scratched out the original. I like that, because it entices that it's not discounted.
Exactly. You can and you can do that for some animals and not for other animals. If you don't have a discounted price. So if you use the bulk to make that list, then you can just remove some of the prices, and that price of that animal is still the same.
Quick question. You see the little banner at the top with the price?
Yes.
Was that always there? Or is it just because
only if it's on sale, I believe. Yeah, only if it's on sale, because this animal isn't on sale.
But it's inquired, doesn't have a price.
Exactly. It doesn't have a price, so it's not going to pop the price up at the corner.
So that's only if it's on sale.
Correct.
It puts that banner in.
Right.
That is cool.
Okay. So yeah, so you'll be able to determine what's on sale and what's not, right? Hey, look for the banner. Okay, so there we go. Now when you check that out, that will use the sale pricing. Okay. And you can make as many of these as you want. It also, if you get into the habit of using multiple price tiers, it doesn't have a lot to do with e-commerce, but it does have to do with printing of the price list, because you can go ahead and then print the price lists based on which level you use, right? So if I go to price list, right, and I want to go ahead and create the black and white price list, I can select the discount level. So this is good for wholesale and things like that. I would go ahead and hit apply. And then when I print this one, again, debug system, when I print this one, oh, it's not.
There you go.
We should have used your setup. Okay, so now we've got that. We've got the discount level set. There we go. And then if you go ahead and print that, it would then have the other pricing on it. Yeah. So it's showing every animal that I think I have for sale there. It shows the main price and the other one, but it doesn't show because I haven't set prices on every animal in this. But here we go with the regular price and whatever column was there as the wholesale price. You can also, when you create, you can email this afterwards, but when you create these templates, you can have whether you want the regular price on there or not. You don't need the regular price on there. You can just have the single price, wholesale price. So it could be a wholesale price list and not have the multiple tiers and stuff like that. So so yeah, I think, you know what, it wasn't going to be a long show. Billy, anything you want to add to it on?
No, I like it. I mean, it's a lot. It seems like it's very well generated now, where before you had to go click here and go here and then do this. It seems now you set it up once, you go and you make your especially the prices, you know, where you have the discount, the wholesale, the black and white, you know, the
there's
Boxing
a bunch of
Day
other
special,
different templates,
whatever one you want to do, you can just go on there and it's done immediately. And I like how easy it was to just, if you want to use Stripe, you turn it on or off. I use PayPal as well as Square. I'm going to look into Stripe, and that's just simply going in and turning it on. And I like how once you turn it on and apply it, once people go in and inquire, I love how it shows, oh, you want to pay with this, you want to pay with that. Right. It's great. It's very user friendly in my opinion.
And to some of your point too, is that, you know, yeah, there are a couple places where you're going to have to go back and forth, but really that's done immediate setup, right? That's done one time, right? So as long as you run through those steps one time, right, then you're good going forward, right? We're actually going to move, you know, some of the gateway settings and things like that into a couple places, so you don't necessarily have to go and find it in one spot. Yeah, exactly. Great. But we're reminding you, you know, we're hoping that I think the store setup is one of the last stages you get to, right? You input all your animals, you get all your other data in. Once you're kind of, you know, I was talking to Adam today, he's kind of the same way. He's like, you know what do I need? Let me focus on that. Let me figure that part out first. Then I'll move on to something else. Exactly. Right. And it's the same thing, you know, get your animals in, get them all set up, right? And then, you know, make sure your invoicing is set up, do that first. And that's where you set up your gateways. And then move on to the store, your forward facing stuff, right, afterwards. So I think, you know, I think as long as you do that process, then it should be fairly simple, and don't try to tackle everything right at the beginning, because that can be a little bit much. So you know, if there's nothing else to add, Billy, I think we can pretty much call it. Zach's going to be pretty jealous that we got this one out of here in 40 minutes.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's simple, and that's the thing. If we're doing this and we keep it simple, instead of veering off into other things where you're gonna forget this, you know. And I think, you know, you work on the meat and potatoes and small segments that's not overrun by all this other stuff, because how did I go back and do that? Oh, I don't know, because whatever we go on to next, that's what's gonna stay current in your head. And it's like, now they're going to have to go back. But what's great is this is recorded, so they can always go back and follow the steps that you did, you know, using your I guess your display or your presentation.
So right now, also, there is a WordPress plugin again that will be out in a, you know, I'm hoping we can release it next week. Really, we're going to launch the first site towards the end of this week, I think. Once that one's launched, we're going to package up the WordPress plugin. Anybody can download it. It's a simple connection. Once you have it plugged into WordPress, you can then come back here. You get a little key from us. You put it into your WordPress. It syncs the animals. It copies the animals into your WordPress. When you sell one there, it lets us know, and it notifies you on your app. There's an open cart one also. If you use open cart, we canceled the Shopify one due to their terms of service and selling live animals. So we're not going to invest any future development into that. But if there's another platform that somebody uses that they need a plugin for, we're looking at Facebook Market, or the Facebook plugin that pulls into Facebook. So we're looking at building one of those without pricing again, right? Just to kind of display your animals on Facebook. So there's a few different places we're going there too. Anywhere that we can push the animals out to, right, is better for everybody selling. So just to get it out there. So, or at least for our users.
100%.
Okay. Good stuff, Billy. again, hope you feel better, and
Thank
we
you.
will talk to you during the week.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everyone.